Welcome to the Verdin Verdict Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verdin. As you're watching this, we're on the road or in the air to Clemson, week 1. Big game, top 10 matchup, number 9 versus number 4. We're going to be there live covering it. You know the drill. Go follow us on social media at Verdin Verdict. Got all the links in the description. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you get your news, go hop on there. Follow us. Stay updated. Stay informed from our weekend in Clemson. Hopefully it ends good for Tiger fans. Obviously, there's the narrative around that LSU struggled in week 1. And they're looking to turn that narrative over on its head. And there's going to be people that have something to say. Either way this goes. If it goes good, LSU is going to have a lot of hype around them. Their stock is going to rise, and people are going to be supporting Brian Kelly for the first time in a while, it seems like. If they lose, there's going to be a lot of questions around Brian Kelly, probably the offense, Garrett Nussmeier, the offensive line. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But we're not going to be negative yet. We're going to talk about the game. I'm going to talk about some notes, some things that changed. Obviously, the A.J. Haulcy suspension. We'll break that down, the impact that you could see from that. I'll give my 3 keys and then my pick at the end to tell you who I think, who I'm leaning, who I'm feeling for this week. I might be able to throw you a little curveball. Never know. Stay tuned. It's at the end. All right. So, like I said, A.J. Haulcy suspended. That's a bummer because he's been one of your brightest pieces in camp. If you had to pinpoint anybody that's had the biggest impact, quite frankly, on either side of the ball, I'm going to have to give the mention, the honor, the award to Mr. A.J. Haulcy. He's had a phenomenal camp in many regards. Coverage ability, obviously. He's got the ability to get all over the field. He's got lateral speed. He's got physicality. He's got the ability to be able to be a sure open field tackler. He's not going to get juked and there's a 20-yard gain. I've liked a lot of things about A.J. Haulcy so far. I think he's the highest ranked portal grab that you've gotten this entire offseason, and the number 1 portal class, having him be pretty much the number 1 recruit that you brought in ranked wise. It holds a big, a little bit of respect, I guess, amongst everybody. Everybody's expecting big things from him, put it that way. And I was excited to see what he was going to produce. Now, we still get him. You get him in the clutch time. You're going to get him in the second half. So it's not the end of the world. It could be worse. He could be out the whole time. And if you're confused on why he's suspended, it's because of a bowl game ejection that was labeled fighting. And there's a lot of questions on how this got brought up because months have passed. We're 48 hours away from the contest, now 24 hours by the time this is uploaded. And people are worried about his eligibility in the game. We didn't have to worry about this when he was at his other school, when he transferred, not in spring ball, not in fall ball. I mean, now you worry about this. That's what I find funny about all this stuff. And like I said, there's rumors about if Clemson is the reason as to why this is getting investigated. And I can't confirm or deny. Speculation is obviously going to happen, but it's disappointing, whatever the case may be. Now, you got depth. Now you get to see the depth that we've been talking about. Now LSU gets to put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. You get to see Spears. You get to see Toviano. You get to see Tamarcus Cooley, Jordan Gilbert. Shit, at corner, you can throw out Ashton Stamps if you really wanted to get froggy, if you had to rotate and mix some things in and out. The thing about why I feel like LSU is going to be in a little bit of a pickle here, not with A.J. Haulcy being out, is just more so that I think it's a little bit of a change. It's a little bit of a blow. It's a little bit of a last minute. You're on a road trip, flat tire all of a sudden, boom. Now you got to pull over. Your plan's getting detoured, whatever the case may be. You might be a little pissed off. And LSU has time to prepare and adjust their game plan. But I do think that A.J. Haulcy could have potentially been a focal point and one of the brightest shining moments for LSU's defense that I thought would be able to combat Clemson's offensive pressure, what Clemson was able to create on offense. And I was saying that there could be a defensive tug of war, that the defenses could show up and show out. And yeah, you got 2 of the top quarterbacks, but you also have 2 of the top defenses here battling it out. That now worries me a little bit because for 50% of the game, you're not going to have one of your best safeties, one of your best grabs, one of the best pieces that LSU had to offer in their new transfer portal class will be sidelined for the first 2 quarters. Now, hopefully, LSU doesn't get boat raced through the first 30 minutes. I doubt it happens. I think this will be a close game. Stay tuned for the pick at the end. Now, either way it goes, whoever loses, unfortunately, whoever takes that L, it's still a quality loss. The college football playoff will respect you. Like, you're not going to just get slept on. Everybody's going to probably, snicker a little bit, have a couple of comments. You might be the laughing stock for a week or two, but you'll be all right. When it's all said and done, when the final 12 gets selected, I think your name will be in there if you can handle the end of the season the right way. All right, let's move into these keys. Do this every week, every matchup, every game. 3 things, 3 takeaways that I think are pivotal for LSU to be able to walk away with a victory. Number 1, first things first, the obvious. Offensive line protection. Protect Garrett Nussmeier. And I don't think he's going to have any lingering ailments. I don't think the tendonitis is going to flare up and prevent him from moving around. He looks fine. He's been running all over the place. He looks as mobile as ever. Yeah, he was limited in the last scrimmage. I'm not worried about any of that. But don't want to get him sacked either. I'm not going to just invite contact because he's feeling better. Obviously, you want to protect Garrett Nussmeier. Then you want the balance of the offense because you don't want to just be one-dimensional. You don't want to just be fixated on the pass. You want to be able to open up the run game and be able to keep the defense guessing, keep them on their toes, so to speak, balance and mix some things in. Also, you're going to have to watch Peter Woods and TJ Parker all night. I mean, all night long. Keep an eye on them. Make sure that they don't get through, that they don't touch 18. I ain't say 13. I already know. Look, I'm one step ahead of the jersey change. Yeah, that's rare. You're going to have to keep them clean if you want this to be an LSU victory. If Garrett Nussmeier gets bruised and battered and sacked and the offense struggles going down the field and he's got to win it with his arm over and over and over and the defense is just sitting back trying to pluck him out of the air, might be rough. Offense has to protect their quarterback, sprinkle in some of that run game, and just have this offensive line show off. You got a rotation. You got pieces. I mean, look, that's a positive. Okay, right. Yeah. Am I thrilled that they don't have a starting 5 that's consistent in continuity and you don't got all these key pieces that are now NFL players and Emory Jones and Will Campbell, Garrett Dellinger, and all these different names? Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, I would feel better with that. At least if you see a problem with something on this offensive line, you have a name to be able to throw out there in replacement. You're able to respond. Because if you were handcuffed and these were your 5 guys and you're not rotating, that would be a lot worse. That's all I'll say. Offensive line, I'm rooting for you. I hope it works out. It's a big key, the biggest key, major key, as DJ Khaled would say. Throwback. Number 2, plan for Perk. What's the plan for Perk? Harold Perkins is a game breaker, a game changer. He has the ability to be, listen closely, the best player in college football on the defensive side of the ball. Harold Perkins still has that ability in him. A lot of people are sleeping on him. A lot of people are questioning if he's going to be able to answer that torn ACL question mark. Is he going to be able to recover? Is he going to be 100%? Is he going to be full speed Harold Perkins? Is he going to get to the quarterback? Stay tuned. If you can mix him in and out, look, with the way that he switched to star through camp, he's been all over the place. Run stops, getting in the backfield in the pass rush, not hitting the quarterback. Please don't touch the quarterback in camp. Lord, we can't have that happen anymore. He's been getting in coverage. I've seen him get an interception. I've seen him guard Trudez Green. Harold Perkins can do a lot. And the fact that him and Blake Baker are able to come to terms, agree, and be on the same page about this going forward, not just a defensive coordinator, but his position coach, the guy working with him every day, it's going to help not only him get to the NFL and be a top prospect, which is obviously the main thing, quite frankly, for Harold Perkins. He wants to be able to succeed, accomplish his lifelong dream, which he will. LSU now has the ability to put him in a spot where it's a win-win. You were having a battle. How does he benefit LSU? And how can we develop him? It was a constant tug of war, a limbo period. Now you're not in that period. Now Harold Perkins can mix in and out, be in that pass rushing scheme. Then Cade Klubnik is going to be watching for him all night. We're talking about watching Peter Woods and TJ Parker. Cade Klubnik is going to have to do the same thing with Harold Perkins. It's going to be in the back of his mind over and over and over. And if he has a magic moment like he did against an Arkansas game or the Ole Miss game, it might be all it takes. It might just take one big moment. Then think about this. If Cade Klubnik's focusing on that, that's less attention focused on more important things. I think you can disguise Harold Perkins in the perfect way this weekend because there's not much film on him in this spot. There's really none with the short amount of time he was able to play last year, and then with the new things that they're going to be able to do. Plus, it's not all on him. You've got pieces, a Pyburn, a Gooden, a Patrick Payton, obviously Tank. You got the pieces on the back end. Mansour, Jakeem. You're going to have AJ in a little bit. You got Witt alongside you. His brother Wes is a surefire tackler with a lot of experience. You got guys. It's not just Harold. It's not just all on him. I think he could be a big key, though. Now you're able to disguise him more. 3, final key, manage risk. This goes without saying, but I'm talking situational. I'm talking if you got an opportunity to kick a field goal, take the 3 points. Because don't dig yourself a hole. Please don't dig yourself a hole. If you have an opportunity to take 3 points early, I know sometimes pushing on 4th down feels good, but look, you can shoot yourself in the foot. If you turn over on downs, the defense rolls back out. It could be bad field position. Momentum switches. It translates onto their offense. They're at home. The environment's going to be just feeding off of each other. You don't want moments like that where old Uncle Momentum switches sidelines and plants his tent and it stays there. You don't want that. Also, the last 3 openers, 2 of them were decided by 1 possession. If you have the ability to get 2 to 3 field goals, scrape up a possession and a half with 9 points, you would win 2 of the last 3. You would have walked away. Half of these, I'm not going to say half, but most of these games where Brian Kelly, especially in the openers, but where Brian Kelly's come up short, quite frankly, sometimes it's a game management decision that I think you can look back on and reflect, and you could have potentially avoided this. And I don't want to have that moment happen this week. I think that it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to who makes the most mistakes. Obviously, you don't want to be the team scratching their head at the end of one. Hindsight's 2020. Don't put something on tape that's going to live in infamy. Don't dig a hole either where you're going to be wishing you had 3 points, because I've seen that as well. Here's my pick. Hard game to pick. My gut leans Clemson. Maybe it's because I've seen rough things in week 1 for LSU. I'm trying to stay optimistic. I do see ways where they win. If the defense answers the bell as they have, and the offense can produce enough on the ground to bleed the clock, keep Clemson from getting the ball back, scoring, being able to at least put something up and have something to show for the production. If they can do that, I think LSU wins this. Will it be a huge high-scoring game? No, the total is 57.5. I'd lean under. Clemson at minus 180 is a little tall. The spread's +4. I'll rock with LSU +4 right now. Curveball. LSU +4, minus 110. They could lose by a field goal, and you cover, and you win. That's a win-win. That's like a little double chance. If LSU loses by 4, you good. If they win, you good. This is close enough where I could see Nussmeier pulling out his Superman cape. It could happen. I'll be there. I'll be covering it. Stay tuned for the coverage. This has been the Verdin Verdict. Hope you'll have a good Friday. Tomorrow's the day. It's game week. No more talking about it. Let's see about it. This has been the Verdin Verdict. I'm your guy, Jacob Verdin. Go follow us on social media. Y'all have a good one.